Now, I'm a substitute teacher, so I go around to a whole bunch of different schools. I go around to all grade levels, pre-K through high school. And so initially I thought, well, the Spanish speaking students don't speak English, so that's why they're so quiet. No, all the way up to high school. The Hispanic students, now, even if they are off task in class, they are quietly off task. If they playing some games on their computers, they're doing that quietly. If they on their phone, they're not supposed to be quietly. If they got their headphones on, they're not supposed to have their headphones on. If they got their head down, they sleeping in class, quiet. But then when it comes to the black students, when I say they are so disruptive, and they can't just be disruptive by themselves. They have to involve other students who are actually doing their work, trying to learn, trying to get good grades. The black students want to be the class clown. They want to talk back to the teacher, arguing with the teacher. The teacher say, take the headphones off, put the cell phone away, do this, put your pants up, do that. They always got something to say, like always. And it's a lot of it is the boys, like, what are you doing? You arguing, going back and forth in front of the whole class with the teacher? These are supposed to be the men of the next generation. I mean, I know they're not men now, they're in high school, but you get what I'm saying. You know the rules for the whole entire school is every time you walk into a classroom, you're supposed to give the teacher your phone. You don't give the teacher your phone. The teacher catch you with the... Now, if you're not going to give the teacher your phone, it's your responsibility to make sure that the teacher don't see you with the phone. Okay, cool. The teacher done caught you with the phone. Now she said, give me the phone. Why are you arguing with the teacher back and forth about a phone that you're not even supposed to have? Then the teacher playing videos, so you could do some sort of assignment that has questions, related to the video. It's not enough that you just don't want to watch the video yourself, that you have decided that you're not going to do the work. You got to be talking across the room, talking loud, talking to this person, that person, laughing, getting up, play fighting. But it's all the black kids.
We've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. And instead of us taking responsibility and ownership of our culture, right? We'll sit there and we'll go off on people that bring visibility to the problems that's in our culture that need to be addressed. These are the people that are going to be the quote unquote leaders of the next generation. These are the people that we want to get married. These are the people that need the jobs. These are the people, because see, we already spoken for. Whatever it is that we are what we are. But now we have another generation because the boomers failed, right? And now we got another generation that we bringing on generational trauma, and they're just as sassy as their mothers, and a lot of it is because they're in single parent households. Now, Charlie Kirk brought visibility to this issue. And any time that somebody would come up to debate, one of the debates that I seen him have is he was talking to a young person, and it was a black person, and he highlighted how one of the number one reasons why, and it's directly correlated with success when it comes to getting a degree, extra debt, jail, gangs, therapy, so on and so forth, right? Is that if we can get or try to convince people to marry before you carry, sounds racist, right? Marry before you carry, then that would solve for the overwhelming majority of the problems that's inside of the community, right? Don't open up your legs. Stop letting these women raise these men. When we talk about the femininity, when we talk about all of the things and the problems that's happening inside of our community and our culture, right? You can directly tie it to the behaviors that you exhibit outside of the classroom. I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons why these sassy boys feel as though they can go out there and talk back and forth to the teacher is because A, they don't have a strong father in their life, and B, they know that their mama is just going to call and get their phone because it's going to be like, oh no, not my child. And so you usually would have that balance. You would usually have that balance. Now, you throw into that cocktail that the disgusting behaviors, the music, the influences, the do what you want to do, you don't have to be held accountable, and then you blame it on other people, other cultures, you blame it on the system. And just because you're poor, just because you don't have anything does not mean that you're supposed to be unruly. And she's calling it out and she's telling you, listen, I am a substitute teacher, which means that I see everybody and I go to different schools and different cultures and different communities. And even if you're a Spanish student, you are genuinely quiet. Even if you're the person that don't want to do what you want to do, you kind of still stick to yourself. The disruptive class clown, got to be talking loud, doing too much, arguing back and forth with the teacher. It's cultural.
Like, it's all the black kids. And it's really honestly so sad, because when their coaches come to the teachers and say, okay, bump up his grade so he can play in this game. And these are conversations that I've had with teachers, so I know that that's what happens. The football coach, the basketball coach, whatever sport, they'll come to the teacher and say, give him a better grade so that he can play this sport. When these boys are skipping class, the coaches let them come to the gym and work out and do this and do that. And what's so sad is,
and then they'll say, no, we're saving the community because we're keeping them off the streets. It's supposed to start at home with the parents.
Students actually think that the coaches of these sports teams that are letting them skip class and allowing them to fail these classes and not actively learn what's being taught in school, but trying to bully the teachers into passing them, they think that the coach has their best interests at heart. They can't stand the teacher. You'll go back and forth with her every day. But this coach who could care less if you know anything.
She preaching.
If you are actively learning things, you are a child, you're 15, 16, 17, and this coach knows that this is probably the last time that you're going to get any education, let alone free education. This coach, as an adult, knows that if you don't pick this stuff up now in high school, if you don't learn this stuff, you'll never know it. Coach don't care if you graduate and work at Amazon for the rest of your life, UPS, McDonald's, Burger King. All this coach care about is the record for the sports team for this year.
Because he's going to keep his job. That's he trying to graduate. He's trying to go to the next level, go to collegiate, and then maybe make it into the league. Who knows?
Our kids so lost,
we've all seen this.
Our kids are so lost. And it's literally like a cycle. Like, honestly, I blame everybody. Enough is enough trying to just blame the parents, trying to just blame the teachers, trying to just blame this person. It's everybody. I'm blaming everybody. Because where are the adults? Okay, the adults that are not the teachers, that are not the coaches, that are not the parents. The adults that are interacting with these kids in everyday life. Why are you not telling them, look, I wish I could go back to high school. You better get it now, because when you graduate, you are going to have to do a job with hard labor for the rest of your life. If you don't get this stuff, if you don't go to somebody's college, the chances of you having a job that don't require you to do hard labor every day, where are the adults to tell these kids, you're not going to make it in the NFL, you're not going to be in the NBA, you're not going to be a rapper.
We got to be affirming.
Now, by all means, if you got this exquisite talent that's out of this world, then go for what you know. You know what I mean? But most people don't have out of this world talent. They have talent. Everybody got talent. You one in a million. When you're in high school, the most that a football team can do for you, the most that any sport, period, can do for you.
No, they trying to get that NIL money. They trying to get the NIL money. That's how they going to do it.
In high school is get you to college. You can get a scholarship. You can ride that thing out. You can literally graduate. But that's as far as you should be taking it. Like, you should not be thinking that you about to go to the NFL, NBA. Please, just please, stop it. But y'all gonna see. When them knees give out and them ACLs tear or whatever the case, them shoulders and them elbows and them backs ain't, working like they.
She cooking. She is cooking. Since we were smaller, the culture and the community told us that we had to be basketball players, football players, or rappers. Basketball players, football players, or rappers. Those were your options. That was it. Wasn't nothing more than that. And so, I was fortunate enough to have both of my parents in my life, even though I wasn't raised in the most ideal as far as the neighborhoods and stuff like that. We didn't know that we wasn't poor, though. And I was also fortunate enough that when my father seen that I was going down the wrong path, he pulled me out and he made the sacrifice and sent me to private school. And he sent me and my younger brother to private school because he said that I wasn't going to be like everybody else and that I had a calling on my life. And that opened up my eyes and it completely exposed me to a completely different culture. And that was the beginning of a wrangling within myself, of trying to figure out exactly what was right and what was wrong and making sense of it so that we can have these conversations like we having right now. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Always like to link back to the content creator, regardless whether I agree with him or not.